Hey, Habs fans, are you feeling a thrill of possibility mixed with a tinge of uncertainty right now? What if the Montreal Canadiens could land a dynamic 63-point forward to finally lock down that elusive second-line center spot? All through a bold trade with an up-and-coming Western Conference team. As we gear up for the 2025-26 season with playoff aspirations on the horizon, a juicy trade proposal has surfaced that could turbocharge our offense. Today, we're breaking down the idea of bringing Nick Schmaltz from the Utah Mammoth to Montreal, analyzing the cost, and debating if this is the move to push the Habs over the hump. Let's dive into this exciting potential deal and see if it's the missing piece for our roster. Let's set the scene first. After a promising 2024-25 campaign that saw the Canadiens return to the playoffs for the first time since 2021, the team is hungry to build on that momentum in 2025-26. But one glaring hole persists: a reliable second-line center, 2C, to complement Nick Suzuki and balance our top six forward group. GM Kent Hughes has been active in reshaping the roster, with additions like Noah Dobson and Zach Bolduc. But the search for that pivotal center continues. Enter a daring trade proposal from Cole Shelton of Heavy Sports, suggesting a swap with the Utah Mammoth, a rising team in the West that could solve this issue in a big way. The deal? Montreal would acquire Nick Schmaltz and a 2026 fifth-round pick, while sending Kirby Dach and a 2026 second-round pick to Utah. Let's unpack what the Canadiens stand to gain here. Nick Schmaltz, a 29-year-old forward, is coming off a 63-point season and brings elite playmaking to the table. Known for his vision and slick passing, Schmaltz can play center or wing, offering versatility to slot into that second-line center role or shift to the flank if needed. As Shelton notes, he's one of the better playmakers in the NHL, and pairing him with a rising star like Ivan Demidov could create a lethal second line for the Habs. His offensive instincts would take pressure off Suzuki, allowing Coach Martin St. Louis to roll two dangerous scoring units. With a cap hit of $5.85 million through 2025-26, Schmaltz fits within Montreal's projected $38.1 million in cap space for next year, and the added fifth-round pick is a small bonus for future depth. For a team craving a top-six boost, this feels like a tailor-made solution. Now, let's look at what Utah gets and why this trade works for them. Kirby Dach, at just 24 years old, is a former third overall pick, 2019 Chicago Blackhawks, with sky-high potential, though injuries and inconsistent play have slowed his ascent in Montreal. With a cap hit of $3.3625 million in the final year of his current deal, he's a cost-controlled asset for a young, rebuilding team like Utah. As Shelton points out, Dach has the potential to become a player on Schmaltz's level, or better, in the future. Paired with Utah's emerging offensive talents, he can find the ideal environment to rediscover his game, whether it's center or wing. The 2026 second-round pick sweetens the pot, giving the Mammoth another asset to build their future. For Utah, this trade is a bet on youth and upside, aligning with their upward trajectory in the Western Conference. Let's zoom in on why this trade is so tantalizing for Montreal. The second-line center question has haunted the Habs for seasons. While Dach was once seen as the answer, his injury history and uneven production have left fans wanting more. Internal options like Oliver Kapanen are untested at the NHL level, and the drop-off after Suzuki remains a weak spot. Schmaltz changes that narrative instantly. His 63 points last season would have made him one of Montreal's top scorers, and his ability to set up plays could unlock the full potential of wingers like Demidov, Cole Caulfield, or Uri Slavkovsky. Beyond the stats, his experience, over 500 NHL games with the Blackhawks and Coyotes/Mammoth, brings a steadying presence to a young locker room. This isn't just a roster tweak. It's a statement that the Habs are ready to contend now. Of course, there are risks to weigh. Trading Dach means parting with a player who still has breakout potential. If he thrives in Utah while Schmaltz underperforms or struggles to adapt to St. Louis' system, this deal could backfire. Losing a second-round pick, while not catastrophic, reduces Montreal's draft capital in a year that could be crucial for depth. Schmaltz's contract also expires after 2025-26, so there's a chance he's a one-year rental unless Hughes locks him up long-term, potentially at a higher cost. And let's not forget Utah's perspective. Schmaltz is a key piece of their top six, And while they're on the rise, trading him for an improving commodity like Doc is a gamble. Both teams are taking a leap here, betting on different visions of success. Let's step back and consider the bigger picture. For the Canadiens, acquiring Nick Schmaltz would signal an acceleration of their rebuild, prioritizing immediate impact over waiting for internal development. It's a move that could solidify their playoff push in 2025 to 26, building on last season's postseason return. For Utah, it's a vote of confidence in their young core, swapping a veteran for a high-upside player in Doc who fits their long-term timeline. As Shelton writes, it remains to be seen what Montreal will do, if anything, to further bolster their top six. But one thing is clear. With or without this trade, the Habs are shaping up to be one of the NHL's most exciting teams to watch, blending youth with ambition. As we wrap this up, I'm buzzed with the thought of Nick Schmaltz in the Canadiens jersey, dishing out assists and solving our second-line center woes. This trade proposal, bringing in a 63-point playmaker for Kirby Dach and a second-round pick, feels like a calculated risk with massive upside. It's the kind of move that could elevate Montreal from playoff hopefuls to legitimate contenders. While the cost stings, the potential reward of pairing Schmaltz with our young stars is hard to ignore. Kent Hughes has shown he's not afraid to swing big. And whether this deal happens or not, it's a reminder that the Habs are on the hunt for game changers as the new season looms. So, Habs Nation, I want to know where you stand. Would you pull the trigger on this trade for Nick Schmaltz, or do you believe in Kirby Dach's future with the team? Drop your hot takes in the comments. I'm eager to debate this blockbuster idea with you. And if the thought of Schmaltz lighting up the Bell Center has you as hyped as I am, smash that like button to show your support. Let's keep the excitement rolling as we gear up for a thrilling 2025-26 season. Until next time, keep dreaming big and bleed blue, blanc, et rouge.